Welcome to the channel. My name's Danny, and today is, well, the first video on this channel. And we're going to be working on some headlights. Now, quickly to just go into what the channel is going to be about and what kind of to expect in the future. Well, essentially, think of the old internet forum days of like VW Vortex, and all the nerds would be there, and we'd be discussing all of our cars, and they're like, hey man, I did this like crazy thing to my car. Here's like a giant breakdown with all your photo bucket pictures. Essentially, I'm going to try doing that in video format, but today we're going to fix some headlights. We're going to fix it with sanding, polishing, and then attempting to ceramic coat them with some really old ceramic coat I have kicking around, as this is just my dad's daily driver and he just wants them to look better. So we're going to attempt to make them look better. I've prepped some of the stuff that we need to at least sand the headlights, and then later on I'll go get my polisher and we'll polish the headlights. But stage one, we need to sand them. We need to get rid of as much of this oxidized plastic out. So we're sanding away very fine layers of plastic to get these headlights clear again. Once we've sanded them to about 2,000, I have a little bit of 3,000 grit sandpaper, so we're going to attempt to go all the way to 3,000. And then after that, we're going to polish it, and then we're going to use the Adams wheel coating. It was their first one they ever released, so it's super old, but still sounds liquid in the bottle. And then I'm going to attempt that on this headlights, and hopefully they turn out all right. If they don't, then I'll sand off the coating, repolish the headlight, and I'll just hit it with clear coat. Call it a day. So what do you need? Let's go over that. You need a bucket of water, because we're going to be wet sanding. In that bucket, you're going to put your sandpaper in there. So this is specifically 600 grit we're going to start with. You could start with more aggressive, but I'm going to start with 600. So we're going to go with 600. We're going to step up to 800. And then from 800, I got another bag, container of 800. We're going to go to 1,000. And then, like I said, we're going to go to 2,000, which is in this pile. And then 3,000, which I have two small pieces here. This is all I got left, and I could go to the store and get some more. But this is what 3,000 looks like. It has a little foam backer. This one, it's a 3M one I got from Canadian Tire. So let's get rid of a headlight. We're gonna keep our bucket of water on the ground. Carry a microfiber with you. Good way to clean the headlight and get rid of the plastic mildew. Now ignore my garage being a complete and utter mess, as we did the quick clean before we started this. Now it doesn't require you to take the headlights out of the car. These headlights are out of the car because we did a rad replacement, and well, since we were there, I was like, well, how about I refinish your headlights to my dad? So anyways, you're going to want to sand in linear form. So left and right and up and down. And you want to be as even on the headlight as possible. So I'm going to have to flip the headlight around and do that. Anyways, while I'm sanding, and we're going to do a layer of each. Wow, man, there's a lot of spiders in this garage. I haven't been in here in a while. So you're going to want to just do nice, even sanding, and your sandpaper will probably move a bit and stick, and that's how you know you're taking some shit off. We're going to dunk that again, get some water on my hand, we're going to rinse that again, just get the crap off. And we're just going to keep going. And it's going to be a matter of doing that until you don't feel any more grabbing. And we're going to get nice, even lines going left and right on this headlight. Man, it's really grabbing down here. And you know what? I brought a bunch of microfibers. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to put a couple down, just so we don't make a massive mess. Okay, cool. Back to sanding. So now, we've done left and right a little bit. Let's do up and down. And while I'm sanding, we can talk about the City Golf. So, City Golf's a pretty interesting car from Volkswagen. It was released in 2008, but there was a 2007 and 2006 version that looked like a regular Mark IV in Canada that was branded as a City Golf. The only real difference is it came with the older style radio from like pre-2002 and a half car, so like 2001 to 99 here in Canada. But it also came in white, which was very rare for Mark IVs, which is something I've always wanted to own, a white Mark IV. So the 2008 to 2010 models were the facelift, which came with these headlights, new bumpers, new headlights, Mark V steering wheel. The wiring for the airbag was wired like a Mark IV, so a lot of guys at Mark IVs want those airbags so they can run Mark IV. They can run a Mark V wheel in their Mark IV, which is pretty common. See what I mean? This channel's gonna be a lot of brain dump and nerd shit. My fucking paper is being an asshole. Come on, play with me. Oh, being a dick. Let's put another fold in it. Let's see if we can. Yeah, there you go. Threw another fold in it. It's just, you know what it is? That's too wet. It's okay. So we're just gonna keep sanding, and we're not applying any pressure too. So very little pressure. It's just your hand pressure. You're not like grinding it in. You're just taking the surface off. You're just letting the paper do the work. And don't be afraid to switch your paper and get a new paper, because sandpaper is cheap. I mean, to a degree. It's gotten expensive, but it used to be really cheap. And you can see all the white milky shit coming off. And that's literally dead plastic. So take that, I'm gonna wipe it, and you can see it already looking a lot better. So we're gonna go up and down now, and we're just gonna keep doing this. Okay. And I would say that is done. So without even polishing the headlight, you can tell already, I'm gonna go grab the other headlight, it's still foggy as it dries, right? Check out this difference. So this is without the headlight polished. That's the original headlight and how it kind of looked, and it was yellowed. Bring this in close so you can see how yellowed that is and how hard it's to see detail inside. Now this is sanded up from 600 to 800 to 1,000 to 2,000 and 3,000 grit. You can see a lot more detail in the headlight. Sure, it's still hazy, but look, all the yellowing is gone. That was the goal. We needed to make this a smooth surface, so now we can hit it with the DA. So I'm gonna go get my DA and some polish. I'm gonna go walk you through the polishing process, and then we're gonna use a very unconventional method of actually using a wheel coating, ceramic coating from Adams. So this is the Adams wheel coating. It's a 9H hardness. This is pretty old now. It was made in the USA. They say read the instructions. I lost them. I vaguely remember them. So first things first, this is gonna be the process we're gonna follow. Now I said I was gonna use a different Meguiar's polish, but I forgot I had Plastic X. So Plastic X, it helps not only restore the plastic. So this, if your headlights aren't this terrible, you could hit just the headlights with a polisher in this. And there's a kit that Meguiar's, I think, sells that you can attach to your drill, and I have that somewhere. So essentially, we're going to polish it out with my DA on a 3-inch, I think it's a Griot's pad, on a 3-inch cut Griot's pad. We're going to make sure we prime the pad, and then we're going to hit this. Now, because it's not paint, we don't have to worry about burning through or any of that shit. You can just go hardcore on this and polish until, like, your heart's content. But you want to make sure there's always lubrication so it helps actually do its job. We still have a couple clean microfibers, so I have 2 clean microfibers for the coating process. So once we're done this, then we're gonna do the coating prep. So essentially this is like a isopropyl alcohol to remove any other wax and greases that are left on here. And this is gonna prep your surface. And once that's done, then we're gonna put on the wheel coating. And the ceramic coating, basically you're gonna put it on, let it haze up, and then you're gonna buff it off by hand. And then to finish it off, you're gonna put the ceramic boost, as this can add a little bit more hydrophobic properties to make kind of the water shear off. Anyways, let's get at it. I'm going to turn off this microphone that's on me, and we'll just do a time lapse on the phone. Okay, there we go. We got two good headlights. How about that? Now these headlights, if you're to buy them new, they're pretty expensive. So, and getting lenses isn't the easiest. Now they're pretty old, and City Golfs are kind of a rare car. They're not rare, they're common in Canada, and they're not the most common really worldwide. We're gonna do the surface prep. We're gonna prep these for coating now. I'm gonna do both of them. Make sure there's nothing left on these. There's one. Okay, there's two, done. I'm gonna take this, put a couple, it's probably a little overkill, but always put your cap back on so it doesn't dry out fast. We're just gonna go straight on it. Because I still have some left, we're gonna give that some chance to rainbow. Once that rainbows, I can start polishing. I'm gonna do the next one. Add a little bit to my rag. I'm probably going way too much, but whatever. We want to fill in those scratches because there is some filling properties with this. And we're just gonna do the same thing, up and down, left and right. Make sure you're in a ventilated area. My garage door's open, so we're pretty good there. All right, see how that's looking. Now, I could be applying this completely wrong because I forget the instructions, but I think this, from what I recall, this is what it said to do. Put it on, buff it off, basically wait a couple seconds. Okay, that's one. That's now good to go. So let's add the ceramic boost. Just going to refold our towel on the side that we weren't using. Spray it pretty liberally. Just wipe it in. And I would say for a before and after, man, these headlights look brand new. Throw them up on Marketplace and I'll say $1 bajillion for them. Rare Mark IV City Golf, City .5 headlights. Can't find anywhere. American boys want them. Canadian boys need them because they broke their shit. There we go. Headlights. Done. Coated. Polished. Sanded. From old and crusty to new hotness. And this is what they look like on the car. The car is just a blue City Golf, Monte Carlos, lowered on iBox springs, and besides that, it's basically stock automatic car that my dad and my mom drive around when they need something to just get around town. But there's our headlights done. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching today's video. My name's Danny. Remember to subscribe, like the video, and I will see you in the next one. See ya!
Yeah.